The Hare and the Hedgehog by the Brothers Grimm, a modern, simplified version. Once upon a time there was a story that might sound made up, but my grandpa, who shared it with me, insisted it was true. Whenever he told the tale, he'd proudly say, "It must be true, my son, or else no one could tell it to you." Well, here's how the story goes. One Sunday morning during harvest, when the buckwheat was blooming and the sun was shining bright, the hedgehog found himself in a good mood. The air was filled with the songs of birds, bees buzzing around the flowers, and people heading to the park to enjoy their Sunday's rest. The hedgehog, standing by his door, felt content, so much so he even hummed a little tune. While enjoying his moment, the hedgehog thought he could check on his turnips, while his wife took care of the kids. The turnips were close to his house, and they were a vital part of his family's diet. So without hesitation, he closed the door, headed towards the field, and as he turned the corner, he spotted the hare, on a similar mission, to visit his cabbages. Being neighborly, the hedgehog greeted the hare with a friendly, "Good morning." However, the haughty hare, with a condescending smile, asked why the hedgehog was wandering the field so early. Unfazed, the hedgehog explained he was taking a walk. The hare, with a dismissive attitude, remarked, "A walk? With such short legs?" This remark angered the hedgehog, who couldn't stand insults about his legs, naturally crooked as they were. So the hedgehog challenged the hare to a race, betting a golden egg and a bottle of milk. The hare, confident in his long, strong legs, accepted the wager, and they shook on it. The hedgehog, however, suggested waiting, claiming he needed breakfast first. The hare agreed, feeling it was a reasonable request, thinking to himself that regardless of when, the hedgehog was no match for him. So the hedgehog went home, secretly plotting a way to beat the hare. Back home, he told his wife about the race. Bewildered, she questioned his sanity, wondering why he'd raced a hare. Dismissing her concerns, the hedgehog asked her to put on some of his clothes and accompany him. As they reached the field, the hedgehog explained his plan. The long field would be the race course, with each in a separate row. The hare would run in one, and the hedgehog in another. The race would begin at the top, and when the hare reached the bottom, the hedgehog's wife, who would be waiting at the finish, would shout, "I am here already," as the hare approached the finish line. The plan was set, and as the hare and the hedgehog walked up to the starting line, the hare couldn't help but remind the hedgehog how foolish he was for thinking he could win with such short, crooked legs. The hedgehog said nothing, knowing in a few short moments he was not the one who was going to appear foolish. The race began, and the hare, like the wind, sped down the field. The hedgehog, however, ran only a few steps, then crouched down in the row. As the hare reached the end, the hedgehog's wife's shout fooled him into thinking the hedgehog had won, as she looked so similar to her husband. The hare, embarrassed and ashamed of his performance, demanded a rematch, and so they repeated the race. This happened 73 more times, with the hedgehog consistently tricking the hare each and every one. On the 74th attempt, the hare collapsed, exhausted. The moral of this story is to never mock someone beneath you or underestimate others, even if they seem small or weak, for even a humble hedgehog can outsmart a hare.